Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Cloudy Sheep and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4, of course, in the Return of the Russian Revolution. We are, I currently set up the units a bit differently because will be going for the United States. So I think this is our next big target after, in concurrence with Japan. So my plan is to land in Newfoundland, take over Canada, and then very soon start a war against the US. So that's going to be a little bit interesting because, of course, the United States are a very, very strong nation. We can see that they do have quite a lot of factories, about half of our factories, and about 250 divisions. So we'll need to get quite a couple of units over there. I think for now we are setting up the main front over here with these 4 armies only and 2 tank armies on the fast front in the Atlantic theater. So about 6 armies worth about, I don't know, 80, 100 maybe, 120. So yes, about half the strength of the US. These guys will be trying to push over here. Simultaneously, I set up these guys over here in the Pacific theater. We have the 4th Army, which will be eyeing over Japan, not doing much really. Then we have the 8th Army, which is going to come down to Singapore. And we have the Pacific Group, which is a group of former garrison, or even today garrison type units, which aren't the strongest, to be very honest, but these guys will come over here to Vietnam, and they will try to conquer a couple of these islands, maybe get a foothold on the Australian coast. So we'll treat these guys as somewhat expendable marines. They have very little weaponry. Most of that is actually captured, as I can see over here. So we'll be sending these guys after these islands, and if a couple of them fail, it's not the end of the world really. And after that, the 8th Army will, the 8th Army over here will make its breakthrough into Australia, hopefully, and then that will be fine. And as you can see, there are a lot of Japanese islands, so it's going to take some time to take all of these guys out. Meanwhile, in the Indian Ocean Theater, this is the new one, and as you can imagine, we also have the Indian Ocean Group, so the guys that were previously guarding the Far East up here, and are probably pretty good acclimatized to cold climate. You'll actually be coming down to here towards Iran first. They will take the Aden, so South Yemen, and a couple of these coastal areas from the UK, and then try to push further into the Indian Ocean, probably to Madagascar, and ultimately South Africa. They'll be backed by the 1st Army, which is going to come over here to India, and the 3rd Army, which is over here in Stalingrad currently, but it's being transferred to India as well, and they'll be the guys probably to take on South Africa. Because South Africa firstly is very mountainous, and as we can see over here, South Africa also has probably the most units from the Allies, so about 20. So I think for a single 24, maybe 30 divisions, so I think for a single army that might be a little bit too much. But for 2 armies, I feel very, very confident that we are going to be able to take it. Likewise, we've set off all of the guys from the previous Atlantic Wall, so these garrison units over here. We'll call them reserve, half of them going to Berlin, I think half of them are going to Paris. So we'll see what these guys can do, but yeah, we'll have to see about that later. I've also started to recruit a couple more rifles and guards, so 2 more army units, and these guys will be supporting our push against the US when the time comes. I also think I would like to have a couple of more medium tanks. How much do we have right now? We are training 1, I think. No, just 2. Sorry, 2 divisions of tanks. There are... So what, we have like 14, then we would have 16. I would have like to have a lot more than that, so maybe in fact about 8 more. Is that something that we could produce with the current stuff? It would be. Although these are using tank 2s, which aren't the most modern. But still, I like it. We'll place you in Minsk, I guess, because why not? And they'll be fine. Just 1 production run is fine though. And they'll be producing 24 tanks, I believe. Is that right? Can we just count to 14, 16 with the 2 that we are producing? So plus 8, that'll be 24, that'll be nice. And then we have currently 12 motorized divisions. Is that correct? Yes. 7 plus 5, that's 12. We are producing 4 So that's 16, 18, no sorry, 20. So I think 4 more would be alright. Let's train 2 motorized artillery, so these guys have a light self-propelled artillery. Why not maybe 3, and then 1 more normal motorized guys, which have the light tanks, so I think that'd be fine. And you likewise will be placed close towards Minsk, well, probably here, and that'll be good. Right, so that should bolster us considerably. I'll also set up a little bit more of our research to be focusing on things that will become useful midterm. Other than that, we are still of course focusing very much on establishing a foothold against the Japanese. Right, and something that I would like to do over here. So you guys all being transferred and or do stuff. Well, I guess that's fine then. Alright, low manpower, yeah, we do have not that many, but I think still enough. How many heavy tank divisions do we have? 5. I think at least 1 more would be good. Just so that we can spread these guys out a little bit. And we'll place in Smolensk. And for some reason we can't place anyone in Moscow. Though I don't quite understand that. Missing equipment production, strategic bombers. Yeah, that's true. So I set up a unit of strategic bombers over here. Somewhere? Strategic bombers. They have a job to go over the home islands of Japan, but they can't do so quite now. And also because we'll be focusing a little bit more on the US, I set up a huge production line of normal military factories, so that we can produce a bit more equipment. Reorder these productions a little bit to get a little bit more medium tanks. As you can see, we need a lot of stuff for upgrades. We're also converting the old medium tanks, so that's alright. Light tanks we are converting, light tanks we are building. All of that is fine, and still we need a tremendous amount of upgrades for... Ooh, that's very nice. For our existing guys, specifically for the infantry equipment. Just a couple of naval things going on. The low manpower, I think I don't care. Some naval dockyards are free, 9 to be precise. So yeah, let's build more convoys for now, although I think that will very soon shift away. And likewise, strategic bombers, we are researching, and very soon we will be building these guys. Right, so that being said, I think everyone should come into position a little bit now, especially you guys up here should be going places. That's fine. Switch out a couple of these guys. How long is it that you're taking? 3 days? Oh dear. This is getting to become a very, very long list over here. Right, so Middle East, the enemy has as a priority. New Guinea, the enemy has as a priority. We have actually a couple of units over here. Let's send you guys to fight over there then. Sunda Islands. We should be able to establish a new air wing over here then. Let's do so. Don't think we need jet fighters, but normal fighters might be good. Just fly over here during the day, try to intercept and or gain air priority, and that should be fine. Naval combat in the streets of Malacca, nothing very peculiar. Over here it's a little bit more interesting. And over here our heavy cruiser raiders type units are doing wonders, so that's nice to see. More free dockyards, really. Just keep on producing this, please, just, and then leave me alone for a while at least. Right, sinking convoys, that's nice to see. Yes, of course I know we are at war. Streets of Malacca is probably irrelevant, and this is also just like more convoys. And that's nice. Just bleed the Japanese a little bit dry. And over here, you guys can execute now, so we will be sending you onwards to this battle. Which are you guys are Army Group Army 2. Oh, and you're over here. That's interesting. Can I get Army Group to come at least to Brest? And you guys should probably come over to Liverpool. Just swim over. And that should be fine. And then you guys can come up over here. Nice. Good. Let's see how our Marines will be doing then. 7 Marines coming up here. All of these guys will be trying to land in Newfoundland. Various provinces over here. And hopefully fight their way through. We didn't see a whole lot of the Allied fleets over here. But for now that seems to be fine. I mean, you guys are crossing the Atlantic in a hostile crossing, so that is rather difficult. I think we are still finishing up on a couple of our destroyers, but I'd rather keep the capacity to be able to build light cruisers in 30 days. And that should be a very important step. Right, so our equipment over here looks fairly decent. I think in terms of armor we could probably do the modern tank. Which is sort of the best of all worlds, right? And it is 1945, so let's see how well it compares. Defense is somewhat the same, hardness is much better, heart attack is considerably better, armor is so great. Armor is in fact on par with heavy armor. It is nearly a heavy armored tank. If you look at the left column, it's pretty much a heavy armored tank. Except for a little less heart attack. But even the hardness is higher. And over here it has much better breakthrough, considerably more soft attack, much higher speed of course. So yeah, I like this. Let's get modern tanks. I think that's a very crucial step. And in terms of construction, we'll of course try to build a couple of radar sites. Where are they? Over here, so let's get radar stations. Very much of course close to Japan, so that we have an eye on what they are doing. I think these 3 should be fine. We don't need that many more, I believe. Do you want to build one over here? Oh, we might as well. Taiwan is going to be a strategic location, so that's fine. And over here I don't think we need anything, so that's going to be alright. And let's prioritize these 4 guys. It means we are producing a couple of, not as many of these military factories, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all good. Right, so how are we doing in terms of our naval invasion? You're still coming along. New Guinea naval invasion, interesting. New Guinea. You guys. I'd like to have one of you go here. One of you go there. And you should be getting to... Are there any other harbours? Let's get you over there. That should be okay. Good. Well, in terms then of these guys over here. Can I plan for you guys to do naval invasion from here to here? Thank you. You 5 guys should be planning a naval invasion from over here to here. And you 2, please do try to come from over here to here. That should be right. And you should likewise join this. And do come down here though. Are there any further yellow units? Okay, so 3 more over here. We can't do all of you. Can I do 2? No, 1. Yeah, I can do 1. You can come over here. Okay, 6 will be fine, so we'll get all of these guys to do this. And that should be splendid. And then we can grab these guys. And get you down here, I think. Right, let's do that. Do we have our armies in... Yeah, this is a Pacific group, so I think you should be trying to establish yourselves down here. So let's firstly set you up over here. And then I've got 9 units selected. Let's select half of you and form a naval invasion from here to here. Very easy, very swift, but hopefully at least helpful for our cause. Alright, naval results. So the Yeah, the Canadians seem to come out to engage our landing fleet, but they were soundly, very soundly beaten, in fact. And that's nice to see that our carriers are doing a good job over there as well. Shot down a carrier bomber, that's fine. A couple of our convoys being engaged. But not too drastically. Are there any troop transports? There are, because you're taking a stupid route. Oh well, can't be helped. I think it's just something that we need to deal with. Right, our naval invasion is somewhat mid-Atlantic. Of course we still have the 4th and the 1st carrier fleet over here guarding our approaches, which apparently is very, very important. Because as we saw just now, we're being engaged over there. Yeah, so... And our convoys continue to be engaged over here, so that's of course not nice. First fleet is doing fine, second fleet is doing fine, third fleet I think isn't, but is right now engaged, so... What are you actually doing? Oh, you're engaging a couple of transports. That's nice to see, but on the other hand, you guys should start to repair and do so very quickly. Right. Come on, guys. I want to see how this goes. This is really the critical thing. If there's way too much, if there are way too many troops over there, we've been a bit of an issue. Cape Verden, yeah, you're also engaging what I'd like you to engage, and likewise over here. So that is very nice. Right. Very soon you guys will be coming close. And here we are. Our guys are being engaged now by enemy bombers, which are starting to engage our guys. Pretty drastically too. I mean, these are only 20 naval bombers, but they are already engaging our convoys. And you can probably start to see a little bit of our material dropping down. We'll have to see. You guys, are you showing any signs of losses? Not so far, but we do see an American division at the very least down here. So how does it look? We have 6 divisions, only 4 of which can contribute during the landing against 3. These guys are doing much better. Their soft attack is more than twice ours, but ours will be climbing up as these attacks develop a little bit. So here we go. I think it's much more closely matched now, at least in total. Well, at least, no, they're still way outclassing us. On the other hand, these guys are starting to come on shore, so that's good to see. There they are. Can I get at least 3 of you guys to support this attack? No, I can't. Ooh, this is unfortunate. I thought that Newfoundland would be available to us. Why can I not even attack? Okay, so first off, let's delete this order. Cannot move while it's being transported. You are not being transported. Okay, stop. Yeah, you can support this attack. Okay, so I was a bit worried for a while there. Let's have 3 divisions support this attack. And you guys fan out. I can't, sorry. Right. So I would like to have 1 of you guys go this way. You go that way. 3 guys attack. And now we should be having a lot more frontage. Yeah, combat width is now up to 20. And we are now out damaging them very soundly. They have also encircled. So they're feeling a little bit worse. On the other hand, this guy is starting to feel the pain as well. So yeah, that's no good. Let's get these guys into the fight as well. And also let's start, just as a contingency, start a production of a naval base over here in Newfoundland. And that's going to be extremely critical in case we don't win the fight against this harbour down here. You know what? I think we can actually build this up to become a very, very important base for our invasion. Right, so 70%, we're still not looking that great. Specifically, these guys will be dropping down, and that means they'll have to go all the way back to Europe. And that's of course not great. But at least we have 50% more divisions than they have now. So that's rather nice, although they're still holding out pretty well, I have to say. And we are starting to feel the attrition. and that is of course rather drastic. You guys are coming back towards Europe. That's unfortunate. Let's briefly have a look at our logistics. Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff going on. Specifically a couple of just like these small bits and pieces that I dislike to have around. And that's fine. Good. Yeah, more and more of our units breaking off. So this is becoming harder and harder. We don't have that many units now. Could you rejoin this attack, please? Yeah, to be honest, this isn't looking too good. But on the other hand, they are starting to lose a bit of their organization as well. So that's fine. We did win militarism over here, so that's nice. Militaristic youth, paramilitarism, division training time, that's nice but not critical. Recruitable population is nice but not critical. And over here, allows kamikaze airstrikes. Yeah, I think what we need to do is take a little bit of a breather over here. Have you guys join in as well. I really hope that we are not being counterattacked now. Okay, so we do need more ports, so let me build up another naval base over here. Prioritize that and hope that we are at some point going to achieve that. It's similar to what we did in Taiwan, but it might be useful. In fact, can you get down here? No, you can't. Okay, that's fine then. We'll just try to hold on to Newfoundland. Guess we could also build up the infrastructure over here. And in fact, we can repair it as well. Right, so this is a difficult position that we are in. Let's see if we can start a probing attack over here. No, I think that's not worthwhile. I think we need to get the harbour first. Unread naval results, they are damaging our destroyers. Don't like to see that. So third group, your destroyers need to come home for a second and help out over there. Right, let's briefly check on the Pacific group then. I guess you could start your attack. Timor Sea, we don't have enough capacity though. So let's get you to patrol in the Bismarck Sea, this sea and that sea. And then we might do so. Yeah, you're doing that now, so that's fantastic to see. It's a bit of a fight down here. So on the other hand, let's grab you guys and ask you to launch your naval attacks as well. I think you'll probably be likewise reluctant to engage over there, as long as we don't have what you perceive to be enough coverage, enough naval coverage. That's going to be fine, and we'll get there at some time. It's going to take a little while. Strategic bombers, that's nice. It's not 1950, so this is seriously ahead of time. We are researching the armor. That's, I think, is good. I'm also thinking that we should go develop a little bit better anti-tank weaponry, because the Americans are somewhat likely to have a good capacity of that. So you guys all belong to this reserve faction, so that's alright. We don't need the naval focus right now. Japanese are losing convoys. Japanese are losing convoys. Japanese are losing convoys. We lost 2 convoys. Well, that's not nice. Dutch losing convoys. Japanese losing convoys. And Japan. Okay, that's alright then. Right, we can also set up a production of... Well, first off, we can modify our strategic bombers over here. So let's see how good that would be. So bombing, strategic bombing, that would be what, like 5%? Reliability would go down. I think we can do probably 1. I'd like to increase the reliability quite a bit. The engine, the agility, it's not that important. The max speed, to be honest, likewise. it's not gonna save you a lot. So let's reduce that. Just let's keep that at 1. Reliability really high, bombing range somewhat good, agility a little bit improved. So yeah, let's use this variant and let's produce a couple of these guys. So let's prioritize that production. It's going to be right down on the fighters. Sorry that this is taking a while, but I think it's going to be alright. So there we go, carrier fighters, jet fighters, and that's alright. We have quite a lot of guys dedicated to do this. I think naval bombers, so first off let's get 30 production lines on you. Can redo, get 10 towards you. You are very important, so I don't want to take anything away from you. Light tanks are not that important, but they should be alright for now. We need quite a lot of reinforcements for our infantry equipment. But on the other hand, we have so much of that, so I don't necessarily think that we need that much production maybe. So let's reduce that to 50, get more strategic bombers, and that's a good start. Right, how are the Marines doing? Over here. So how does it look in terms of construction? Yeah, rather. So it's 22nd of August. I think you might be alright then. You're capturing that territory. Light cruiser, here we go. That's a very important change, because light cruisers are so much better than destroyers at anti-air. 5 over here. Is there air defense or something? I don't think there is, but yeah, anti-air, it's like 3 times better with the light cruisers. So we're definitely gonna produce a couple of these guys. In terms of air doctrine, I think we are researching this. Yes, we are, so that's nice to see. Air units themselves, heavy fighters, jet fight. No, none of this is crucial. None of this is crucial either. Land doctrine, we have all we need. Tanks, we are doing this. I don't think we need anti-air equipment because by now we have so many actual good fighters that's just simply not required. Have an eye on the improved version of the light tank over here. So the heart attack is a little bit better. Well, I guess the most important bit is the armor, which is significantly better. 128 days might be nice to see. On the other hand, engineering, yeah, I think we need to look into better radar equipment. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. That should be okay. Brits losing a couple of convoys. You are losing a lot of bombers, but you also destroyed a couple of things. So again, you probably, or damaged I should say. How does it look over here? Yeah, you do fairly well. So let's get you guys to start a naval invasion from here to here. You guys are doing that. Can we directly assign it to a new naval invasion? I think so. So let's get a naval invasion from here towards over here. Get all of you assigned to that except for one guy. You're gonna sort of. You're also gonna be assigned to this, but you're gonna manually walk over there, and that should be okay. Down here things are still not working along because we haven't sent any actual guys over here. So 22nd of August, and we'll be having a go at the attack over here. You are coming back, so that's nice to see. How much attrition are you suffering? 8%. It could be worse, could be worse. Yeah, but then from here we can launch a couple of more attacks, I think. Very easily, quote unquote. Watch that fail horribly. You're attacking a couple of convoys. It's not nice, but not unmanageable. Pacific group over here. I guess we can grab about 4 of you guys. Plan another naval invasion from here. Towards where? Maybe over here. Just so that we can keep things going. Yeah, but the most important thing is going to be the attack on Newfoundland. See whether we can take the area down here. I think I knew the name once, but I forgot. They also have a naval base and a naval fort over here, coastal fort, level 2. So I think that was hindering us. But yeah, here we go. This is the naval base. And you guys are not suffering from any attrition anymore. You're all low on organization, but that's fine. And you know what? I should have drawn a front line. Can I not do that? Okay. But I can attack, right? Yeah. Weird. Okay. Fine. So that's going to happen next time. This time we're just going to check who's losing what. Couple of naval convoys. Us being bombed. Us being bombed. Us being bombed. Wait, this was a little bit bigger. Yeah, they damaged a couple of convoys. Damaged the destroyer. More convoys. Yeah, and these destroyers really getting hurt. Oh, and of course we do want to set up the production for the light cruisers. Before I forget. Let's get you to notch up your anti-air. I think your speed is... Let's briefly check what the speed of... Sorry. That's not what I wanted. What the speed of our carriers is. 33.9 knots, so definitely our light cruisers shouldn't be slower than that. Let's dial up the anti-air barrage a little bit, so that's by about 10%. You're still a little bit faster. I think a little bit more reliability might be good for you, a little bit more engine, a little bit more anti-air. So you're better in all aspects. Do we need a better gun? Firing range, naval firepower, these are not important characteristics for light cruisers. So I think this is a good version. Let's get this done. And let's build a couple. 1, 2. So we have 4 groups of carrier fleets. And I count how many convoys are we producing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 that we are truly producing. Well, I think still we can go for 8 light cruisers being produced simultaneously. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. You'll get all the material that you need. And these convoys will all reduce to just a single production line, and you'll just finish in time over time. So we need about 45 more production capacity. Oh, this convoy line as well. So a cruiser should probably go up there. You're producing 3 a turn. I think that's alright. Do we want to do a little bit less than? I think 10 on each. That should at least free up 15, so 15 more. I mean, this production is not the most important, so we might just drop it. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is drop these down to this, and then dial that up again, so that when these convoys finish, these guys will be getting the material that they need, and you're going to be part of the first carrier fleet, second carrier fleet, third carrier fleet, and fourth. Did I miscount? Oh yeah, but because I have a little bit of OCD, I'm going to move you down here. Then that's going to be alright. And we're actually losing oil again. That's amazing, because we had so much oil left at some point. But yeah, I think this is a reasonable setup. We'll just need to tweak our oil consumption a little bit, see what we can modify over here. I think we can produce less light tanks, rocket interceptors, but that's probably all going to go just to the production of heavy bombers. And of course these guys do need oil as well, as do the medium tanks of course, so that's fine, but I think we can just trade for a little bit of oil. So let's ask whom. Well, I guess Italy is a good trading partner. And that should be okay. Good. Very, very lovely. Very happy to see this. Very happy to see our light cruisers coming online in probably, well, still this year. So that's a nice change. So that being said, next time I'm very much looking forward to stepping on American soil over here and prepare for the invasion. So, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.